Alright, so moving on to textures. So once we create the material of our object, we can layer on textures to kind of enhance it. And there's two types of textures we can use, procedural and image-based. And a procedural texture is randomized and created by code. Some of the benefits of that is that it's lightweight and it takes less time to render since it doesn't have to go and find a huge image file. It also gives us some freedom since there will be attributes that we can customize. However, an image-based texture is exactly that. We have that image try and wrap itself onto our model. And the benefit of that is that we can paint exactly what we want to see, however, we have to go back and to our painting program if we want to make any changes. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the image-based texture for the first example, but I'll try and remember to circle back to the procedural textures and show you guys some of that. So let's do an example together. Let's say I have a room that I'm modeling, and I want to make a floor have a hardwood floor texture. So let's both create a polygon plane. I'm going to delete these guys for now. I'm going to create polygon plane, which is just a flat surface. I'm going to take this polygon plane and I'm going to go ahead and create this texture. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll go onto Google Image and I'll search for hardwood floor texture. Adding the word texture at the end of it will really help. And view the full-sized image. Make sure you see the full-size image instead of downloading a thumbnail. And then download it and put it in the source images folder in your project folder. Now the path, I'll put that on the screen. It's documents, Maya, projects, default, source images. This is where Maya puts all the textures. It's very important you put it in this folder because Maya uses that to find the texture, and you'll see it helps keep you organized as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hold right click and assign a new material. I'm going to make this one a Lambert. We'll call this hardwood floor. I've already put this image into my source images folder, so I'm going to show you how to apply it. Over here, if I go to color, instead of choosing a solid color, I want this color to be an image. So I'm going to go to this option box or this checker box pattern right here, and it will ask me, what do I want this color to be? If you don't want it to be a solid color, what do you want it to be? And there's an option towards the top. You can actually see all of these: bulge, checker, cloth, fractal, grid, noise, cloud, Brownian. All of these, leather, there's a bunch of wood. It's not a really good wood. All of these stuff are what are called the procedural textures. These will have attributes that you can change how thick the grain of the wood is, or how many rings there are, or what color it is. But I'm going to go to File. For my color, I want my color to reference a file. And it will pull up automatically this file node, which is going to plug into that material. So it'll have a node looking for a file, which will get plugged into that material, and it says image name. I'm going to go to this folder, and you'll notice that it immediately takes me to that source images folder because it knows how to stay organized. I really strangely named this hardwood floor M, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And now it's actually been applied. The only thing you can't see is it actually showing up in this viewport. So like I said, I think at some point earlier, the viewport's kind of a sketch. It's kind of a rough idea of what's going on in that scene. So right now, if I press 4, I'll see wireframe mode, which I think I've shown some of you guys. If I press 5, I'll see shaded. So I'll see kind of what it looks like basically without any textures. But if I want to see the textures, I'll press 6. And 6 will show me the textured mode. And you can see that now I can see this beautiful hardwood floor. Now, let's talk concepts. Now this works great for applying a image-based texture onto this floor because just like the image, this floor is square and it's flat. The way the Maya applies an image is much like an old school projector. If the surface is projecting onto is flat, that image will apply very smoothly. It won't be stretched. It'll look right. However, if I try to wrap that image around something that's curved, like a sphere, let's actually try doing that. I'm going to create a sphere. And I'm going to hold right click. And I'm going to assign an existing material. And since I named it, it's easy to find. See hardwood floor. Now, it looks okay, but it starts to look a little bit weird and silly up here at the top where it stretches out. And that's because of the way that Maya applies these textures, kind of wraps it on. We're going to go into more detail about how to fix those kind of problems and be more intentional with how we apply an image. But for now, let's just stick to applying image-based textures to flat surfaces for now. I'll show you guys in class how we can project them onto our models. Yeah, so that's how you apply an image texture into a material which can be applied to a model. All right, I'll see you guys next week.